Good evening. I'm on just to talk a few minutes about writing your first novel. I have written 7 novels so far that are on Amazon. It's been an exciting process. It's been a journey. It's been an adventure. And I would like to encourage you all to do the same. You can write a novel. The boundaries are not what they once were because Amazon allows anybody to publish a book now. So the barriers that were formerly there are there no longer. You still have to have a good skill set, and you have to be clear about what you want to do to actually write a novel and have it have any sort of success. I have been pretty fortunate with that. Even though I'm a self-published author, my books under the Bart Gnarly series on Amazon have done very well. And also my single book under my real name, Brian Moorhead, called Black Cone, has also done well. And when you're first starting to write a novel, people just have so much fear and trepidation, and you really just have to jump in. You have to have a general idea of a story in mind. I'll give you an example. With my story of Black Cone, I think I thought about it for a year before I started writing about it. I had the basic premise of the story and how certain events would unfold. And then finally, in the year 2013, I sat down to write it. And it took me 6 months to actually write the story and another 5-6 months to rewrite and edit it. So virtually the entire year of 2013 was spent writing my story Black Cone, and it's about a worldwide global pandemic. It was a very difficult story to write. I had written other books before. This one was far more involved, far more difficult. I had to do a lot of research. I had never written a book about events occurring on a global scale before, and it turned out to be much more challenging than I originally thought it would be, but it turned out very rewarding as well. So anyway, I just wanted to spend a few minutes to encourage those of you that are looking to write a book. Get started, and don't worry if it's not perfect. You're going to have to probably rewrite it. When I'm writing a book, I have to rewrite passages numerous times. I think you just have to take the plunge and write a rough draft and go back and write it again. You're a firefighter and you have many stories firsthand. So you'd be writing something about real life events in that case. From my perspective, I think that would be easier than what I do. I'm a fiction writer. When you're writing about real life events and you've lived them, I think you just got to take the plunge and start collecting your thoughts and organizing them and prioritizing what you want to do. And you may have a lot of those stories. If you're asking me for hints there, I'd say pick out most have about post-traumatic stress disorder. That's an interesting topic, and you might want to talk with psychologists for their input on that as well, and advice for writing a story about that and how to approach it. Some professionals in that field. But my first suggestion would be that you have to organize your thoughts and you have to prioritize. If you have some stories in mind, you probably have some idea about what you want to start with. And I think you have to start somewhere and write a rough draft. Like I said, when I wrote one of my major books, Black Cone, I had to go back and write and rewrite it over and over again. It was a very frustrating process, but I wanted it to be good. I wanted it to flow better, and I took the time to do it, and the end result was worth it. It was a long, frustrating battle to write a book like that. But I'm so proud today that I took the time to do it. But like you say, yeah, you want to show real life stuff, what you learn. Frankly, I think that's really a lot easier than what I do. You know the events, and you might want to record them, videotape your thoughts about them, and also just outline and prioritize, the stories that you want to tell. So that's the best advice I can give you there, and along with that, perhaps the idea of somebody who's an expert in that field to help you with that sort of prioritizing for traumatic stress, which that's really outside of my field of expertise. I'm just a fiction writer as far as the writing is concerned. So I don't have any specific expertise in that. So like I said, just as far as getting yourself organized, that's the best advice that I can give you. Organize, prioritize, and just plan when you write. You're going to have to, it's not going to be perfect the first time. You're probably going to think, this is really awful. This is not going the way I planned. You'll find moments of frustration. I certainly have. But if you go back and you rewrite it and you rephrase it over again, you'll find that it gets better and better. And it takes work to do that. But the work's going to pay off. But it's the only way that I know how to write something decent. And I think that's true of just about any writer. Anybody can throw together, some haphazard thoughts, but I think you take the time to prioritize and organize your thoughts, and you write a rough draft and you have to rewrite parts of it and make sure that it makes sense to you. So I hope that helps you in some regard. If you want, to follow me for future story updates as well, I'm going to be posting future updates about new books that are coming out. Some people have asked me for writing tips, and so that's some of what I'm doing today. Others have asked me for commentary about, like The Walking Dead when it comes out. I plan to do some of that as well. But follow me here on Periscope for future updates, and that's about it for now. Unless you have any further questions at the moment, I probably will go ahead and sign off of this session. But I appreciate your tuning in, and I've enjoyed the opportunity to speak with you. Thank you very much.